Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'll be proceeding with the next chapter of the linked list, that is the pop method, pop functionality of linked list. In the previous video we have seen the push functionality. In this video we will be talking about the pop functionality. So let's go to the whiteboard. Let's make some drawing so that we can understand how pop work. So if you see my previous JavaScript function series, there I have talking about the pop function. Pop means the removing the data from the end position. Okay, so in linked list we also have the similar method where I will be removing the data from the end, at the end of the linked list. Okay, so at first let's make some diagrams so that we can understand easily how this pop functionality works in linked list. And this is the second linked list. This one is the third one. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then the next one is the fourth one. Okay, and the next with the null. Okay, this pointer is known as null. There is no further memory location or memory address. Okay, so here I'll be performing the pop operation in the linked list. Pop means I'll be removing this 4 element from the linked list. So from this diagram you actually you really understand one thing, like the next would be null, because if I remove this, then the next of the 3, this node, that becomes null. So in the previous video we have already talked about, like, the structure of the linked list would be like this. Where the value should be some here it will be like 4 and the next is null. So now I'm removing the 4 one. So now the last value would be here. If I write, value would be 3 and the next would be null. So now in the value of 3 there is the next which is stored as 4, this one. Okay, now if I remove this node, then I will be left with this 3 one. So how this functionality will work? Okay, so uh, here it is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So at first we have to check. So at first we will take this head, this is the head one, and we will take one variable which is maybe something known as like let pre. Okay, so pre equals to this dot head value, the head object where the value is 1. Okay, and let temp equals to this dot head, same. So now I will run one while loop. Okay, so in the while I will do what? This, sorry, don't it, what is this, temp dot next. So if temp dot next, now why I have written this while temp dot next, let's see. So this is the first, this is my head. Okay, and the next is 2. If this is head and this is the next is 2, so at first we consider the temp is this dot head, so this becomes my temp. So automatically the temp dot next would be 2, so the temp dot next would be 2. Now I run a while loop, that means there will be more and more. So until the temp dot next is not equals to null. Okay, the condition would be like this, but if you write temp dot only temp dot next, that will also be true. This means the temp dot next is not equals to null. Okay, so the moment it becomes null, it will came out of the loop. So before that, what I have to do? I think this condition is I think you able to understand this condition. So at first this is the head, and also I have set it one variable as pre. This variable also contain the value of head. Now we will see why we take this pre, because the moment we will increment the temp to the next node, my pre becomes this. Now how? So now let pre equals to temp. Okay, and temp equals to temp dot next. Okay, so it will run the loop one by one until temp dot next becomes null, and the moment it becomes null, came out of the loop, then my pre have, so what we can see, like pre equals to temp and temp equals to temp dot next, right? So at the moment temp becomes temp dot next, it will came out of the loop, but my pre is still storing the value of till. Okay, so pre equals to this, I mean sorry, you can do in a reverse way, like sorry, if I want to remove this part, don't know how I will be able to, wait. Okay, so this dot till equals to pre. I'm writing it this line again, this dot till equals to pre. Okay, so this dot till equals to pre means if we have a linked list like this one and then it is returning with a 2, so it has one value, it has two value, it has the three value, this would be like null, right? Sorry, 4 and null. So my temp dot next is 4. The moment it becomes temp, it becomes temp dot next, it came out of the loop, but we are still storing the value previous to the temp dot next. That means this value we are taking the value, storing the value in pre. That is the only reason why you are using this pre variable. Okay, so now this dot till becomes my pre. Now what else? Now it becomes easier, right? So now this dot till dot next equals to null, right? Done. So the last node of the linked list getting removed. Now this node we removed this node. Okay, let's understand this one more time. Okay, so what we are doing, we have one linked list, right? So make one linked list like this, 1, and then we have 2, then we have 3, then we have 4, then 5, it's a long linked list, 6, and then 7, and then null. Sorry, this is the null, I mean the last linked list. After that there is no node at all. This is the null. Okay, so now the pop method means the last element will be removed from the list, as we have seen in the array, right? So now we will be removing this from the linked list. That means if we remove this from the linked list, so the previous to this node, this is holding the address of null because there is no node at all then, right? So how we can do that? So as we see previously, like we are running one while loop to see whether temp dot next exist or not. So until temp dot next exist, till then the loop will run, right? Now what is temp dot next? Temp is a variable where we are storing the value of this dot head, right? Head. Okay. And the head value is 1. Okay, and again with this we are taking one more variable, that is pre equals to this dot head, same value starting from the beginning, same value. Okay, now we are running the loop while temp dot next. Temp dot next means loop starts from 2, 3, 4. Temp equals to this dot head, so temp dot next means this 2. So temp dot next loop starts. Now you see how we are storing the value of changing the value of pre. So now pre equals to temp. Okay, pre, we are storing the temp value in the pre, and then we are increasing temp as temp dot next. This way loop will go till temp dot next equals to null. Okay, so you can use this also, temp dot next, or you can do temp dot next is not equals to null. Until it becomes null, it will run, right? So temp dot next. Now the moment it comes reach to the sixth node, I mean the last node previous to that node, the node previous to last node, right? So now what we have? Now we have pre as 6. So now our tail becomes this dot tail equals to pre. This becomes our pre. The last node, I mean the previous node of the last node. That is the reason we take it as pre, so that you don't get confused. What is this pre variable? Pre means previous value of the last node. So now my this dot tail becomes pre. Now it becomes easier. So now this dot tail dot next equals to null. So now it becomes null. Now if we run this code, if we run this code in VS Code, you will see it will work absolutely fine. So now code this pop. Okay. Okay. So for pop, what we are doing, let temp equals to this dot head, right? And then let pre means previous. You can take it anything, take any name, whatever you want. This dot head, right? Now what we'll do, while temp dot next, this is not equals to null, then what we have to do, we will changing the value of pre. So pre is now equals to temp, right? And temp we increment as temp dot next, right? The moment it becomes temp dot next, it will came out of the loop, and then this dot till will become pre, I mean the previous node of the, previous node of the last node, right? And then this dot till dot next equals to null, and then also the length will decrease by 1, this dot length minus minus, right? So let's see whether it will work or not. At first, node index dot js. Okay, as you see that we have 7 node as the last node. Now you will see that this becomes something else, the 7 will get removed. Let's see. So now what we will do, inll dot pop. Okay, index.js. You see, now my last node becomes 6, 7 get removed as we have used the pop. Okay. Now in this video we have seen to remove the node from the last position of the linked list. In the next video we will check to remove the node from the beginning of the linked list. Like we will use the shift method. I mean the same functionality which we are using in the array, the same functionality I'll be using in the linked list as well. So in the next video we will be talking about the shift. So before closing the video, let's revise this once so that you have a proper understanding. So I think this is a little bit hodgepodge, but once you see the code and try to run it on your own local machine, then I think it will be more easier. But before that, let's discuss this slide one by one. So at first we are taking the linked list, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the 7 is the last node, and the after 7 there is no node, that is the last node. Okay, so now we are storing the value of head. So temp equals to this dot head. Also we are taking one variable which is known as pre, which is actually storing the value of this dot head. We are taking this pre to save the value of tail. I mean the tail value, to save the value of the previous value of the tail value. Okay, so while temp dot next, while temp dot next not equals to null, then we are storing changing the pre value to temp. Okay, and temp will run till temp we are having temp dot next, so till 7, and the moment we are having the 7, it will came out of the loop as per the condition. Then what we will do, we'll storing the value of this dot tail, changing the value of tail as pre. So this dot tail now becomes the previous value of the last node, so see this 6 node. Okay, so now this dot tail dot next becomes null. So this way we are applying the pop method. Okay, I hope you understand this. So if you have any query or anything, then you can comment down below, and you can email me also. The email address is also provided in the description. So in this video, that's it guys.